Don't be scared. You can do it. Don't be intimidated. It's just shrimp. It's really not that hard.
Don't be scared.
You can do it. Don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. It'll be fine. This might be a bad idea. Don't be intimidated. What is up, guys and girls, fish friends all over the world? My name is Nick and welcome back to Hard Water Propagation. And today we're in my bathroom again, and we're talking about hatching baby brine shrimp. If you're anything like I was a few years back, was a little intimidated by hatching out baby brine shrimp. At the time I didn't want to have to get another air pump set up and this and that. We eventually tried the airless discs, and those worked pretty well for us for a while. But our need and demand required more. So we got the Zis brine shrimp hatchery, and this is set up right here in my bathroom. Again, this is my combination brine shrimp coffee making station here. I'm fortunate enough to have my own little bathroom here to commandeer for my own. This is what we're currently using. I'm actually going to order another one so that I can have one running while the other one we're harvesting from, because we have that many tanks right now and that many breeding projects. But I just wanted to kind of talk about really how easy it is to do and all the benefits that there are to doing it. So to begin with, if you're conditioning fish to breed at all, or just in general looking to vary up the diet of your fish, and it doesn't matter if you have 1 tank or 10 tanks, this would still be valuable. I mean, it's not even something that you have to do every day or have running all the time. It's something that you could just do as a treat every week or month or something like that for your fish as well. It's a great way to condition fish for breeding. If you're lucky enough to be breeding fish whose fry is large enough to take baby brine shrimp right away, which most of mine are, then it's an excellent way of immediately feeding fish fry as well. And really for most fish, I haven't seen a fish yet that doesn't, greedily accept brine shrimp right away. It really, you can see, activates natural prey and predator instincts. So, I think that's a good thing to introduce into your aquarium environment as well. So let's just take a look at the setup again, what we're working with. So the setup is the Zis brine shrimp hatchery. You can find it at the aquarium co-op, a number of different places, but there are a ton of different options, including DIY options that you can make, it looks like, relatively easily out of a 2-liter bottle. So lots of different options. This is the particular one that we went with. And then my air pump setup is very simple. I think I used the cheapest air pump I could find. I did put a regulator just so that I can control the flow all the way through. And then I do not run an air stone. I just run the tube. You can certainly run an air stone. Really, the importance, and I'll show you as we get into it, but the important thing is just to make sure there's good circulation within the hatchery here. So just running straight, open tubing seems to work fine for me. But again, doesn't seem to be super critical. Just as long as you're circulating the water in there, you should be all set. So we are set to make a batch. That's just regular water in there. Fill it about full. And then the aquarium salt that I use, again, there's a ton of different options, including several of the just different table salts and whatever out there. This is the one I use because it's easy to order. It's in a conveniently sized package and you can buy multi-packs and it's super cheap. So this is the salt that I use. And I have done some experiments. I've watched a bunch of different videos on the results that you get from different salt levels. I believe it recommends to use, what was this, a teaspoon? I think it recommends to use 5 teaspoons. I use 3 and I feel like my results are exactly the same. I do 3 teaspoons. Yeah, it's teaspoons. 3 teaspoons in there. Another thing with salting, and this is something that I used to do, but watching other people's videos realized maybe I didn't need to do. I used to put the salt in there and then like stir it up, or stir it up before I put it in there to dilute it. There doesn't seem to be a need to do that. Just put the salt right in. If you're bubbling, if your air pump is bubbling enough and circulating that water, it's gonna circulate that salt in the water. So basically start with just 3 scoops of salt. Okay, salt is in. Now all we have to do is put the brine shrimp. Again, a number of different brine shrimp available out on the market. A lot of people have used, Brine Shrimp Direct is a big one. I think there's several different pretty good ones on Amazon that people are using. Personally for me, Aquarium Co-op, I have the best success rate, and the shells float so much better than any of the other products that I've personally tried. So this is what I'm using. 90% hatch rate, it says there. They're back in stock, thank goodness. So this is what I use. I also, one thing I forgot to mention too is you are really supposed to run a heater in here, my brine shrimp will take a little bit longer to hatch, but I do not run a heater. I have the heat running in here. The room temperature stays pretty high, so I personally don't run a heater. But that is something that you would probably want to do, especially just starting out, before you experiment, or try without and see how it goes, like I have. But it's worked for me. But anyways, I think that's another reason why these work better for me than some of the other brine shrimp, is because I do probably run a little bit lower of a temperature. But the Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs have worked really, really well for me. Okay, once you get through the multiple seals of this container, this is what the Co-op brine shrimp bag looks like. Again, this is another, judgment call situation. You'll get a scooper like this, but how many eggs you put in really depends on what your need is. Oftentimes I make somewhat small batches, but with my excess, I do put it into really small ice cube trays that I bought, and I freeze the excess so that I can feed that when I'm working on a new batch. Because mine, where others might take a day with a heater, mine generally will take 2 days to hatch. I usually just kind of put enough to cover the surface. Yeah, so I probably won't even use all of that. But I think, yeah, the first time I got this, I tried to do like 1 scoop, and it was just way too much for what I personally needed. But yeah, I usually will do just kind of enough to fill the surface. So actually that was good. So, maybe like a 1/3 scoop is what I normally do. Put the top on. If you're running a heater, you could run it through there. That's another reason also why you don't want to run the water level too high. If this is open, you don't want splish splashes out the top. And then we will just plug this guy in here. Make sure there's no irritating vibrations from the air pump. And we're going. And you'll see that water flow is going to start shuffling those eggs up. And it's going to mix that salt up in there as well. And so there's really not anything you need to do, but I do keep an eye. Sometimes when it's bubbling up, a lot of eggs will come up here and get stuck before they've actually hatched. So I might come through with a pipette and just kind of squirt those back in. But otherwise, this is gonna churn these eggs up, and it's gonna keep them in circulation. And so this is looking really brown right now, and over time, as they start to hatch, you'll start to see this will turn beautiful golden orange. And so we'll leave this go, and we'll check back in when it's ready. So it's about a day and a half later. I'm making some coffee, and I can see that I could harvest from the hatchery at this point. It's a little earlier than I would normally do it, but given the circumstances, I'm a little anxious to pull these. So we'll go ahead and make the switch here, where we will pull the power from the air pump and turn on the light that I have here. Now, you don't have to use this big old school light like I have. Any like small LED light or anything will work. But basically now what we're doing is drawing the brine shrimp to the bottom with the light, and those shells are floating to the top that have hatched. Now, since we're pulling this a little early, I expect we'll have a lot of brine shrimp in the middle column when we go to harvest, and probably quite a few shells up top that are still in the process of hatching. So I may just leave the light on this one for a little while, or might even turn the air pump back on after harvesting. But so coffee's done, we come back, and as expected, some unhatched eggs up on top yet, but plenty of hatched baby brine to harvest. So the black mechanism on the bottom is basically a long threaded screw, and so you just give it a little lefty-loosey there to open it up, and the baby brine shrimp will start to flow through the tube here. Now, some people will rinse their brine shrimp, and that's probably what's most appropriate to do. That's what I would likely do if I was using bare-bottom tanks. But I do not rinse my brine shrimp, and I've never had an issue. Again, the thread on this is really long, so you don't really need to worry about unscrewing it too far. And here's the liquid gold. A lot of brine shrimp left in here yet, as I said, so I will, after harvesting this amount here, I will put the light back on here and circle back to this probably in a little bit to harvest it again. And now the best part, getting to feed the fish.